Hello, today I am sharing with you a challenge that I am doing for Virginia1468. This is called the Sisterhood of the Travelling Snippet. I'm quite sure that's what it's called. And Virginia wanted us to do a strip, and it had to be 3 inches by 6 inches. She wanted us to leave a 1/2 inch extra lace on the end there, on the left hand side, and 1/4 of an inch around. So the actual base of the snippet is 3 by 6, and the back was to be left plain. I've just put a little bit of organza over there because I made a long stitch and I didn't want it getting caught on anything, so I've glued that little bit of organza there so it doesn't get caught on anything. So the back was to stay plain and the front was to be decorated, and she wanted you to include on your snippet strip an image, a button or more, and a flower or more. And she wanted us also to include something that we thought described ourselves or our crafting. I think I've decorated the ladies. I love to decorate the ladies, so I've used that as what I love. I mean, I love buttons, I love sequins, I love wedding trim, I love lace, I love the vintage ladies, but I like to decorate, dress them sort of thing. So I've used that as my little piece of me. It's stitched in places and glued in places, and it's glued with fabric glue because the fabric glue stays nice and soft. So because she's going to be rolling these, so I mean, I hope she can do it, but I'm thinking by the time you get a few, it won't be a tight roll. It'll kind of be like like that at the most, and then the more it goes around, the bigger the curve will get. So like a lot of places, I've left it loose in the middle just for that movement. It's a bit hard to do with the images though, so I've tried to keep that as soft as I could. I've used a lovely organza lace trim for part of it, and then some embroidery anglaise across the top because I love embroidery anglaise and I wanted to include that here somehow. Next I've got doilies because I really like using doilies. I have the vintage lady, and she's dressed in some lovely antique pieces of lace, a little satin wedding flower, and a little bit of applique. There's a little bit of cheesecloth behind there too, and there's also a piece of fabric flower. And I mean, these kinds, not that kind, but let me get one. Alright, this kind, this is a part of, not the same one though. I like using these kinds of flowers that you can get. And so I put a bit behind her headpiece with a bit of tulle. Now I've gone over the image with tulle to soften it because she didn't want anything too harsh. As you can see, she's got tulle over the top of her. And I learned that technique from Marlene, who is For You Marlene 1, many years ago. And I think Annie is doing a bit of that with flowers at the moment as well. I have this beautiful applique flower under there that was from Michelle. I have another piece of doily, and I've got these funny little beads that I found a few years ago now, and I really like them. And they move because it's nice to have something that, moves a little bit. So I've left those a bit loose so they move. I've done a little bit of beading and some beading and sequins there. What else? That's not loose. I think that's because it's threaded. Ooh, I hope. Buttons, sequins, sequins with sequins on, beautiful applique pieces, another piece of a doily there. Yeah, and I might have to trim that little piece, I'm thinking, because it's annoying me. And I love to use the tulle in my projects too, because I think it gives it a soft romantic look. And I kept wanting to add something on these ends, but she did say not to add anything there, because when she joins them, so you had to kind of leave that part empty at one end, so that when the next one comes along and she joins them together, it will be easy enough to join them together. And she didn't want us to put anything on the end part here, because when she joins them together, and as she sees fit, have I got anything here? Oh, okay, there's a little bit of applique here. She might put something there to join it together, obviously a bit better than that. But you know, she will like make them all flow together nicely, which I think is a lovely idea. So we just had to put our information on the left hand side, and I've just put my name and my YouTube channel. They're all done with the same elements. Of course, they're different ladies. There we go. They're different ladies, and things are in different positions, so, but the same things are used on each one, because they'll be going to 3 different people, so I have no problem using the same elements on the 3 different ones. So that's the second one there, and all the images are off Pinterest. And that's my handmade flower on that one. I think there's one that didn't get that flower, and that's that one, because just the positioning, I wasn't sure where to put it. And I don't like to overdo things, so there we go. And that's the last one there. And this one, the tulle sort of draping over, because she's got a scarf around her. Well, I think it's a hat, and it's holding a hat on or something, so I just kind of continued the tulle up like that, like, see how it kind of pops up a bit, like shading her face a little bit. And there's this tulle kind of going through it with sequins holding it in place. And so there we go. There are my 3 snippet, what does she call them? Snippet strips for Virginia. And I really did enjoy making them, and they will be going off next week. And she did extend her challenge as well, so that people had more time to do them. So I think I haven't forgotten anything. So I'll put a link to her channel in the description box below, so if you'd still like to enter, because there's still, I think, maybe 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. It goes into April, a couple of weeks perhaps into April, so there's still plenty of time to enter, and they're a lot of fun to make. And I did try not to make them look like postcards. I wanted them to be bits of things, because she wanted snippets of things, so it's a bit of applique and a button and a sequin and, you know, a bit of tulle, but there's no real story, you know, like a postcard would be, I hope. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much, Virginia, for the challenge, and I will get those off to you next week. Take care, everybody, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.